And a young Dustin Hoffman in Kramer versus Kramer is a definite classic. Let's take a look.
Ex-wife says that she loves Billy, and I believe she does. But I don't think that's the issue here. If I understand it correctly, what means the most here is what's best for our son, what's best for Billy.
So we got a custody battle here, right? And those of you watching, I'm sure a bunch of you have been involved in this. Divorce is very common. And so Dustin Hoffman here is really nailing kind of the legal standard. The judge is really trying to figure out what's in the best interest of the kid. Not what's best for mom, not what's best for dad, what's best for the kid. That's the legal standard that everybody needs to focus on when you're talking about custody and what's best for the kids in a divorce case. So let's see what happens next.
My wife used to always say to me, why can't a woman have the same ambitions as a man? I think you're right. And maybe I learned that much. But by the same token, I'd like to know what law is it that says that a woman is a better parent simply by virtue of her sex.
So this movie is a little older, right? But it's touching on an issue that is still very much prevalent today in the American court system, at least in my opinion. And that is whether or not there's a bias towards mom when it comes to custody and what's best for the kids. I know there's probably a lot of dads out there watching this that are shaking their heads up and down, and maybe some moms that are too, but there is definitely some evidence out there that there's bias there, and that there's a presumption that mom is a better parent than dad. And sure, a lot of times it's probably true, maybe sometimes it's true, but it doesn't mean that all the dads in the world are bad at parenting their children.
Think about what does it make somebody a good parent? You know, it has to do with constancy, it has to do with patience, it has to do with listening to him, it has to do with pretending to listen to him when you can't even listen anymore. It has to do with love, like she was saying. And I don't know where it's written. It says that a woman has a corner on that market, that a man has any less of those emotions than a woman does. Billy has a home with me. I've made it the best I could. It's not perfect. I'm not a perfect parent. Sometimes I don't have enough patience, and I forget that he's a little kid. But I'm there. I get up in the morning, and then we eat breakfast, and he talks to me, and then we go to school, and at night we have dinner together, and we talk then, and I read to him, and we built a life together, and we love each other.
So Dustin Hoffman does something really smart here as a witness. He's very candid, and he humbles himself. He says, look, I'm not perfect, right? And he's not trying to present himself as the perfect parent, because any parent out there knows there's no such thing. And he's humbling himself in front of the judge, saying, look, I'm not perfect, but I love my kid, and I am doing the best I can with him. And here's some examples of what we do, right? We have our breakfast, and we do this and we do that. And so he's trying to create this kind of real world scenario, which just shows him as a guy that loves his kid and wants to spend time with him and be a dad.
If you destroy that, it may be irreparable. Joanna, don't do that, please.
Powerful scene, and look, we all know divorce is tough. It's tough on everybody involved, but maybe it's hardest on the kids. And so judges have a tough job to do. I think they try to get it right, and I think a lot of times they get it wrong. But a great scene here, especially the time this movie was made, when the bias was even stronger towards women getting custody of the children, and a guy just standing up and saying, hey, I love my kid just as much as she does, and the outcome here should be fair for all involved.